Tonight's top story, the terror attacks in France. That is new video showing the moments after the attacks at the offices of Charlie Hebdo. Authorities say as many as 6 members of a terrorist cell involved in this Paris attacks. Remember, it's plural. Attacks may still be at large. Oren Kessler is the Deputy Research Director at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. He joins me now from Washington. It is chilling to see them declaring that they have avenged their prophet. But before we begin the discussion, or perhaps this is a good place to begin, Mr. Kessler, is the new Charlie Hebdo cover. It's been released today. Expected 3 million people will read this, and it shows, well, picture of Muhammad crying. It says, "All is forgiven," and "Je suis Charlie." So they're still trying to provoke even after the attack, and I say good on them.
I would agree. I think I think they've been very clear with this cover in saying, look, this image of the prophet is what has gotten our colleagues killed. But do you know what? In the interest of freedom of speech, we're going to run it again. Even just a few days after this horrific attack. I think it shows tremendous bravery.
There has been a divide among Western media on whether they would show any images of that would be offensive to Muslims. And so everything from whether it's al-Baghdadi, the last image that Charlie Hebdo tweeted out, or any images of the Muslim prophet, they're saying we're just not going to do it. They're regularly insulting other religions in Western media, but not so. Our sister publication in Montreal, the Journal de Montréal, they ran this cartoon, and it is a connect the dots Muhammad so that you can draw it as well, a caricature. And I think that that's the right way to go. I think that we have to continue to unabashedly express our freedoms, or we will lose them and give in to, even just on this one issue, effective Sharia. Your thoughts?
I would agree. It's as you note, and as many others have noted, Charlie Hebdo criticized certainly the 3 major monotheistic religions quite regularly: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It was a media outlet that was critical of organized religion, full stop. And it should be noted that Christians and Jews, no matter how devout, have not reacted violently, and of course most Muslims have not either. I think it's really a pillar of any free society, freedom of speech, certainly in the United States, in Canada, and in France.
I want to ask you about this. I know that you spent some time working in media in Israel. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying any Jews in France that do not feel comfortable are welcome here now. I was reading a report earlier today that said the owner of the market where the hostage taking and where 4 people were killed, where that took place, is considering leaving France to move to Israel because he just doesn't feel that France is a safe place for Jews anymore. And one of the #1 source countries for immigrants to Israel right now is France. What does that say about the condition of freedom in France, of democracy in France, of the Great Republic?
I would argue it's a real sort of test for France, and that's the same sort of terminology that French leaders have used. The French president has described sort of France's dealings with its Jewish community as a moral test for France, whether Jews can be made to feel at home in France. And indeed, there's been the largest uptick of Jews coming to Israel from France. No other country has sent more over the past couple of years. In 2013, no fewer than 20,000 French Jews applied to move to Israel. So it's a very, very difficult situation for French Jews who are not sure about their prospects in France, and indeed for French society as a whole, which does not want to consider the prospect that its Jewish minority simply, or many people in its Jewish minority, simply do not feel secure there anymore.
Yeah, I was speaking with Ben Shapiro about this last week. He said everyone's saying "Je suis Charlie," but no one's coming out and saying "Je suis Juif" after the attack. Angela Merkel coming out and saying Islam belongs to Germany. There isn't that same attempt to reach out to the minority Jewish community, which was attacked specifically, and say, you are welcomed here, we want you here. I think that that's something that needs to be rectified.
I think you're right. I think at this moment, particularly now with Charlie Hebdo coming out with yet another quote-unquote provocative cover, I think French citizens now and French authorities are more than anything concerned about security. I think they will have to wait until the dust settles to really start thinking about how to make its Jewish community feel at home, and that's a real shame. But of course, it's a natural human reaction, I suppose, to worry about your security first and foremost. But yes, I think French Jews feel extremely uncertain at the moment, and I think Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel is certainly aware of that, and indeed tried to sort of walk the fine line between telling French Jews you're always welcome in Israel and painting them as somehow not French or not a part of the country in which they live.
All right. Thanks for your time today. Hopefully we'll talk again soon. Email us your thoughts on what's going on in Europe right now. Byline@sunmedia.ca. More to come.